What's up, guys? My name is Chris. This is Wheelhouse Trading, and welcome to the Wheelhouse. Hope everybody's having a good day. I hope you guys had a chance to watch yesterday's video talking about the beginning of a bearish pivot on all the indexes. Remember, when the indexes come down, everything in the indexes usually come down because red tides sink boats. So I thought today we would just briefly go over a couple of the earnings reports that went through. We'll take a look at the charts as well, see how they're doing in after hours, and we'll look at the indexes, we'll look at some crypto, and we'll look at some charts. So if it's your first time on the channel, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that. If you wouldn't mind, hit the subscribe, hit the like, and select all. You can make a comment if you like, and in the description of this video, you can find our Discord link. You can come right into the Discord, just verify with a phone number or an email. We hang out in the Jedi chat area, and every Wednesday night we have a group training called Wheelhouse Wednesdays, which I've opened up to the public for free. And come on in. It's a great community. Okay, here we go. Coinbase reported better than expected user numbers even as third quarter revenues plunges. So they got more people signing up for Coinbase. Coinbase reported user numbers that topped analyst estimates even as third quarter revenue missed estimates, and the cryptocurrency exchange had a wider than expected loss. The stock popped in extended trading. Here's how the company did. So earnings, a loss of $2.43 per share adjusted versus a loss of $2.40 per share expected by analysts. So they were off by 3 cents. Revenue, they brought in $590 million versus the estimate of $654 million. Okay, so definitely a revenue problem. Revenue plummeted more than 50% from a year earlier as traders turned away from cryptocurrencies. The company's financials turned south, resulting in a loss of $545 million after Coinbase generated a profit of over $400 million a year earlier. Their transaction revenue was significantly impacted by stronger macroeconomic and crypto market headwinds. Yeah, people are broke and there's inflation. And the market is in a bear market, so people either leverage traded and got liquidated, or they don't have money because they're buying bread and milk and gasoline right now. It says right here, the stock has lost more than 3/4 of its value this year due to a plunge in crypto prices, couples with a retreat from the riskiest equities. Bitcoin, the most popular cryptocurrency, is down more than 70% from its all-time high, November 21. So yeah, Coinbase user base has been declining throughout the year. The company said it had 8.5 million monthly transaction users during the third quarter, down from 9 million the prior period and 9.2 million in the first quarter. So they're actually going down. You know, and those numbers will go back up when we're in a bull run. Think of Coinbase like PayPal. Although I believe PayPal, we should look at their earnings too. I think they reported, except Coinbase is newer. It's going to be more for, people that are newer to crypto. If you've been in crypto longer, you're probably going to be on something like Binance or Femex or Mexi Global or FTX. But you're going to start, on Coinbase, which is good for plenty of people. And they do have new programs where you can trade. They have some new things going on called a Coinbase One. They sent me a Coinbase card. I have that. I've never used it, but I do have one. They're doing different things. They have staking. They have a lot of things going on. It's just we're in a bear market. So yeah, their user base is definitely coming down. For the most part, as there's more adoption in crypto, my belief is that when we get back to a bull run and there's more adoption and there's better sentiment around the cryptocurrency industry or space, Coinbase will benefit from that. So these are very low prices if you're thinking long term, but you got to pay attention to that revenue loss. That's quite a big revenue loss, guys. So I wouldn't overly worry about the users, but the revenue loss tells the story, doesn't it? And their earnings loss was only 3 cents less than the expected analysts on Wall Street. So that's not too bad. But this is not the type of market where you can be messing around with sloppy earnings or guidance. I mean, you can have good earnings and still get tanked. I mean, look at Netflix. That's a perfect example. I was trading Netflix today, short, which was just a great short. But Netflix had good earnings recently, went up like $50, and then it's just tanking. I mean, it's just tanking. It's down to like 270, around 270, I think. Let's look at the chart here on Coinbase and see what is going on. Okay, so this is the chart for Coinbase. So it's kind of found its bottom. Our fat finger bottom finder has called the bottom here at this blue line, and that is at $40.79. Looks like we had a few more little supports over here. We broke one. Looking pretty bearish on the daily, like it's gonna come down. Let's look at a 4-hour. Yeah, I mean, not good. Although this is at the bottom of the channel, and this just crossed, and you got your first blue volume at the peak. So you might have a turnaround story coming in here. Let's take a look and see on the 1-hour. Mild volume. This is shooting in an interesting fashion. Yeah, it spiked down to 52, 53, and then it's got very mild volume on the hourly. Let's back it up to a 5-minute. It doesn't look like it's got too much going on. Kind of jumped down, shot up, and it's going sideways. That's the deal with Coinbase, okay? So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And I think a lot of stocks right now, they're going to be coming down. They're going to be, all that rally that we just had, might be coming all the way back down to where that double bottom is. We don't know. It could be a bear trap. It could be a bull flag. We don't know. We just have to wait, and only time will tell. And I'll be here every day for you, going play by play and day by day. Okay. Okay, I just wanted to pull it up to give you a different view in Webull. Okay, so we're on the daily, and like I said in the previous video, when the price action goes through both of these and it pulls it through like a shoelace or a needle threading, and it gets the green one to go under the blue, you don't want to be in. That means it's coming down. Just like if it crossed here at 62.71 and you didn't sell till right here at 86.25, that was a bullish move on those crosses. Well, if you sold here at 69.40, you're now at 55.80, and you're still in your short. And you can take a look at order flow, and you can see a little bit was sold today. A little bit was bought yesterday, but not a lot of conviction there. And if you look at the analysts are saying that you have, the analyst price targets are saying a high of 220, an average of 95.04, and a low of 42, and currently at 55.80. Most people are saying hold. You have equal weight on buy and strong buy. So mainly you have buy, strong buy, and hold going on. That's kind of what's going on with Coinbase. So, it might get a little pop here and there, but we got to be careful. I personally have some Coinbase. I'm looking to swoop a lot of these deals in the bear market and hold long term, because my bills are paid. I'm only 40% in. I can always make money trading. I don't have margin. And long term, if I can be getting Googles and AMDs and Nvidias and Coinbases and all these different companies way down here in the bear market, God forbid any of them go bankrupt, but I don't think that I'm choosing ones that will, like Disney and Home Depot and Adobe. I can wait it out. I can wait it out. In fact, it's just kind of like a savings account is the way I look at it. And I just, I'm actually practicing and not looking at it, which is something my girl has been telling me to do, and I've been trying to listen to her. So yeah, Coinbase not looking too strong. Let's go look at the next one. Okay, next we have Square, which is another one that I own, also called Block. Block's stock rose in extended trading after the payments company reported third quarter earnings that beat Wall Street expectations for profit. That's great. Okay, Block rose over 11% in extended trading hours after the payments company reported third quarter earnings. That beat Wall Street expectations for profit. I thought I saw it up 13 or 14% at one point in the after hours. So here's how Block did. Earnings per share, 42 cents adjusted versus expectations of 23 cents. That's huge. Guys, they're expecting 23 cents and they got 42 cents. That is massive. No wonder it went up. Revenue, 4.52 billion versus expectations of 4.49 billion. So they were moderately, close to expectations. So Block posted 1.57 billion in gross profit, up 38% from 1.13 billion. That's their gross profit, not net profit. That beat Wall Street expectations of 1.53 billion. So it's good. Okay. Block, formerly known as Square, said in a letter to shareholders that his company showed strong growth even as other payment companies have warned about upcoming slowdowns due to macroeconomic effects. So a lot of times when one company in an industry group does bad, Snapchat, it'll take them all down. Facebook, they're basically saying, like, some people in payment processing are doing bad, but we're actually doing pretty good. So, they have Cash Apps, one of their businesses, and it reported 774 million gross profit, a 51% year-over-year rise. That's good. The company said that they were over 18 million people actively using its cash debit card in September, up 40% year-over-year. These are good numbers. Its point-of-sale business for Square saw gross profit growth of 29% on an annual basis to 783 million. Guys, 29%, okay? Point-of-sale business growth. Debit card use, up 40% year-over-year. A 51% year-over-year gross profit. This is good. Let's go take a look at the charts. Okay, here we are. And we have this very, very, very long support going all the way back to this peak right here of November 27th, 2017. Okay? This support was also the bear market low of 2018. Okay? It had some speed wobbles and grinds over here in 2019. This is COVID. This is the bull run of 2020, part of 2021. And it came down, boom, boom. Boom, 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 and it came right below into earnings, okay? Now let's back it up on the 4 hour, see what we're looking at. A big spiking candle is what we're looking at. Our system is sinking, saying it's time to get in Square now. Okay, right off the support. You notice how it's bouncing right off the support I just showed you? That goes all the way back all those years, boom, 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 and bouncing right off that old support. Okay, and then everything is sinking on the 4 hour. Okay, Square's going to get some movement on Friday. Look at this bounce. Boom. This is on the 1 hour. Let's look at the 5 minute. Yeah, boom. Just kind of chilling, but looking good. Let's go take a look in Webull. Okay, so on Webull, same thing. Price action has come down. It's basically what I showed you. The two EMAs are crossed the wrong way. Basically, it's a short. So if you were to short it here at 84.64, you never got out until right here of $70. You made $14 on that short. Then you went short again at 70, and you sold it over here at 58. So you made another $12. Okay, you ran this up over here from 56 bucks, and you got out over here at 58. You made $2, and now you're supposed to be shorting. But you need to get out of that short around the earnings. And as traders, remember, it's not safe to trade around earnings. It's only good when investing to have really good companies that have been showing an acceleration in earnings year over year, quarter over quarter, and for multiple quarters and multiple years with annual revenue growth. And then when they have an earnings, boom, it pops and you get a big jump in the stock price. Now, you can see over here, we had today 2.71 million shares were bought. That's not too crazy. You have more inflow coming in than outflow. That's good. What are the analysts saying? So the analysts are saying none of them are saying sell. Only 6.52% are saying underperform. 21.74% are saying hold. 45.65% are saying buy, and 26.09% are saying strong buy. So this is a strong buy. This is a do not sell, and its low is 49, which you're right near. Its average analyst price target is 100, and its high is 175. So basically, the analysts are saying you want to get square at the bottom. And if you were watching all those videos I was making last week, I was saying the same thing before it happened. Okay, let's look at the next one. Okay, we got Starbucks. Starbucks US sales climb as customers spend more on pricey drinks. Starbucks beats Wall Street expectations for its quarterly earnings and revenue. Ooh, both. Top and bottom line, that's good. The coffee chain said U.S. consumers were spending more on their orders this quarter. Yeah, they're spending more because they raised the prices, because they also had to raise the wages for the employees. Remember, that was last year. Outside the U.S., COVID-19 restrictions in China continue to weigh on Starbucks' international performance. Makes sense. Okay, Starbucks on Thursday reported quarterly earnings and revenue that topped analyst estimates, fueled by U.S. customers spending more on iced coffee drinks and pumpkin spice lattes. I like that. Peppermint, iced mocha, no whip, double shot. Let's do it, dabble do ya. You know what I'm saying. The Seattle-based coffee company also said U.S. traffic improved in the quarter and has nearly bounced back. Great. Jerome Powell's going to read this. He's going to raise the rates. He's like, they're still spending money on Starbucks of all things. Look, man, Starbucks is hella addictive. You know, I like Starbucks. I like going with my daughter. She's like just getting into it, and so like on Sundays or whatever, I'll go down there with her and as a little treat. But yeah, we like Starbucks. Who doesn't, right? It's like who doesn't like Bob Marley? Who doesn't like Starbucks? I mean, what planet are you from, man? So, despite elevated pricing actions taken throughout the year, daily store traffic in the U.S. reached approximately 95% pre-pandemic levels in September, fueled by the wildly successful fall promotion. Okay. Shares rose 2.7% in after-hours trading. I also own Starbucks, just be transparent. Here's what the company reported for the quarter end October 2nd compared with what Wall Street was expecting. Earnings per share, 81 cents adjusted versus 72 cents expected. That's good. Revenue, $8.41 billion versus $8.31 billion. That's good. It's not a surprise, but it's not a loss either or a miss. Net sales for the period rose 3.3 to 8.4 billion. Global same-store sales increased 7%, fueled by increased spending. And so, look, I mean, you know, their net sales rose 3.3%. It's not a loss. I mean, it's growth. It's minor. It's slow growth, slower growth than like Block had. But I mean, they're not missing on earnings, and they're a mega company. And this is one of those companies you can kind of benchmark what's going on with the economy and consumers, and, you know, do they have money? Are they spending money? Because it's a little bit of a luxury item. I think I at one point I did the math, and I was spending, I think it was $600 a month just on myself for Starbucks was my tab, and I think that was like $14 a day or something like that. And some days were a little lower, and then some days I would buy coffees for other people at my office, you know, my company. But yeah, I was averaging like $500, $600, $700 a month. I mean, there are people that do it, you know. I don't do that anymore, but I used to. So they grew, and they beat on the top and bottom. In the United States, Starbucks reported same-store sales growth of 11%, which was the result of people spending more on average and a slight uptick in traffic. So they're still getting people, and they're making a little bit more margin, is what they're saying. Cold beverages accounted for more than 3/4 of beverages sales at the U.S. company-owned cafes. I mean, their teas and like their green tea, their hibiscus tea, that raspberry tea, all the fraps, the mochas. I mean, all those iced coffees are so good at Starbucks. They got that bacon gouda. What's the one that my daughter likes? She likes that birthday cake pop thing. So Yeah, I know the pumpkin spice is a big one for the winter. I can't remember if I've tried that, but I've had the peppermint. And here's something that I learned about the peppermint mocha over at Starbucks. Little secret. You don't have to wait for wintertime for them to put it on the menu. They actually can make it year-round inside because they have the peppermint. They just pump it in. They can do it year-round. You just have to ask. Little tip. People are buying hot coffees. I don't know why they wouldn't. Their loyalty program is active and memberships climbed 16%, okay, to 28.7 million people in the quarter. I always buy Starbucks gift cards. My neighbor, the guy that cleans up the dog shit in the backyard, birthday gift. Who doesn't like Starbucks? I mean, a little $50, little $25 Starbucks, little stocking stuff for everybody likes that. Can't ever create enemies by giving them gas cards or Starbucks cards. Used to do it all the time for my employees. Oh, you did real good. You buy your employees pizza on Friday, hook them up with a little Starbucks card and a gas card. Believe me, they're going to be hustling. They're going to be hustling for you. Treat your people right. They'll do good. And I mean, honestly, a little pay raise, a little pizza on Friday, maybe a little Starbucks card, maybe you get some donuts on Monday. People are going to get it done for you. Trust me. You want to treat your people right. If you treat your people right, then your product or your company or your credibility, your reputation or your service will be portrayed the way that you want it to, and your business will have that much more edge for success. So let's go take a look at the Starbucks charts. Okay, here we are on the daily Starbucks. They also have a dividend coming up, and by November 9th, that's the ex-dividend date, same as Visa. So if you were to buy Visa and Starbucks right now, you'll get the dividend. Starbucks is nice to have in the portfolio. It's not like a crazy mover. It kind of just, it doesn't move crazy. It's safe. And, it is down from its highs. I mean, it was up here. I was going to say 127, but I guess its high was 126.19. And it does look like it's going to come down. However, with this earnings, we need to back it up and take a look at what's going on in the after hours. You can see a big spiking candle like we had on Square. Okay, the sync system saying people are about to get in tomorrow. Okay, on the hour. Yeah, the hour, I mean, there's your pivot. This is kind of like, not quite a double. Yeah, I guess a little double bottom. This wick went a little lower. Cloud is saying it's going to go up. This is good. There's institutional buying here and here. They bought at 83.21 and 84.65. So yeah, Starbucks and Block look good. Coinbase, I didn't want to look. I'm probably just gonna have to buy more like I did with Google. But these things are coming down so far. I mean, this is why I only put in like 40% because I need that cash to either buy the hedge plays if we pivot down like we are, so I could buy SDOT, SQQQ, TZA, LABD, SPXS, XOXS. I need money for that. Then as I make money and we pivot the other way, we get momentum on the longs, I need to take that money back with the profit and then dump it into momentum on the Googles, the AMD, the NVIDIAs, and get it up, like lower the percentage into momentum, get more shares, and then when it gets to profit, I can pull off some shares to the original position and still have that low cost and still have it in my portfolio the way I wanted it weighted. It's tactical, baby. We're brain surgeons over here. We don't dissect frogs, we dissect charts. That's what we do at the Wheelhouse, okay? Now, so yeah, Starbucks looks like a good one for us right now, and this is a good price. I mean, this price that we're at right now is not bad. Let's just take a quick look at Webull. Okay, here we are on the daily on Webull, and you can see that this is showing bearish, okay? However, if I back it up to the 4 hour, and I put on extended hours, you're going to see that big spiking, threading shoelace that's pulling up these two EMAs, and the 4 hour is a prediction for the daily of what's to come. So let's go back to the daily real quick, and let's just take a look at what the analysts are saying, okay? So only 2.7% are saying sell. Oh, there are people that don't like Starbucks, apparently. I didn't know that. I thought everybody liked Starbucks and Bob Marley. There's always got to be one, right? So underperform, nobody, 0.0%. Hold 54.05. That's huge, guys. Buy 27% and strong by 16.23. The low analyst price target is 64. The mean or average is 96.55 and the high is 136 and you're at 84.68. That's good. Okay. Let's just look at order flow real quick. So actually it looks like there was some selling. 75.92 million shares were sold today and yesterday. Interesting. This is another way you can spot distribution if you don't know how to read volume very good. It's interesting. Well, I think it's going to pop tomorrow. I think Starbucks will do good. I mean, they had slight growth. It wasn't mega growth like a surprise, but they didn't miss on top or bottom. Okay, let's take a look at some indexes, and then let's take a look at some crypto. Okay, here we are on the Dow, and I had explained 2 videos ago that either we could break out and be a new territory, or we could bump our head on this and we could create a pivot and come down. And for over a month, I was saying, before we even hit down here, I was over here saying, I think we're going to double bottom and we're going to come up to the descending and we're actually going to go all the way back down like this. And we're going to keep doing that until we get to September of 2023. You guys probably wonder how I can always know the future 45 days ahead of time, huh? I just study charts, guys. I just look back at charts 125 years, and I look for anomalies and fractals and pattern recognition, and I basically stare at these things all freaking day long and just know how these markets move and oscillate. A little bit of common sense too. So we still have our green lights, which is saying stay in the trend. This is still okay. Our cloud is not closed. We have a blue ribbon. Price action is now below the 200. We did hit a support and bounced a little bit up to right here. This could be a bull flag. This could be a bear trap, or this could just be a bearish pivot that breaks us down through this one, and we bounce here, or we break this and we bounce here, or we break this and we triple bottom and we go all the way here again, which is very possible. I mean, a lot of people are invested in here. The Fed is just really, really, really being tough on the markets. They don't want the markets to go up. That's the thing about being in the stock market or the crypto market. That's why people follow the Fed and what they do, especially with quantitative easing, quantitative tightening. The federal fund rate is important to watch, okay? And, what they're doing. And their monetary policy really affects markets. And, they have the control. So if the Fed wants the market to go up, like we have a pandemic and their agenda is to get you to stay home to not spread COVID, and they'll even throw you a little bit of dough so you can sit tight and play with your Robinhood app and your Coinbase app. Cost of doing business, baby. But hey, when the cookie crumbles and they don't want it to go up, they're going to let you know. And they're going to let you take it all the way up to the primary downtrend and say, boom, overhead resistance, reject, bump your head on it, bearish pivot, we're coming down. And at the wheelhouse, we're directional. We don't care. Anyway, always, in all ways, baby. So, this is saying it's going to continue to come down. Let's go take a look at the SPY. The SPY had the bearish pivot like I said it would, and it looks like it's going to continue to come down, unfortunately. Let's move forward to the NASDAQ, which got wrecked. And the NASDAQ, that had that weird coiling pattern, just never could really get it together, really got wrecked. And it's almost down to it's actually below its June bottom low, and it's approaching its October 13th low. The NASDAQ, so tech and this big tech stuff's getting wrecked. I know because I have a bunch of it too, so I can tell. Luckily, I'm really good at hedging, so I'm not bleeding too hard right now. Okay, so we have the green lights on the Russell, our small caps. This is still okay. This is okay. This is definitely overhead resistance and a headbutt right off the 200. The body is right on this support. Will it bounce or will it fall? This is telling me it's going to fall more, and the primary downtrend will continue. Okay? Up, down, up, down, up, down, like I predicted, 45 days ago or a month ago, whenever that was, and made multiple videos on it. All right, let's look at some cryptos, okay? I'm at a point where I'm like everybody else. Crypto doesn't have quarterly earnings. It just doesn't have as much drama. I mean, China pops its head out every once in a while and screws things up, but more or less, crypto is kind of running on its own thing. So Matic, again at the top, up 8.82%. Matic is a hold. This is green on the daily. Once you get above the 200, you're actually in phase one. Okay, and if you don't know what phase one is the accumulation phase where smart money invests, and you want to be in, because if we cross that line and they put more money in, they're going to roll you to the top. Guess what else it means? It means you are now at the beginning of a bull run for Matic. So Matic has every single thing except getting this blue candle over this purple line. That's the beginning of a bull run for Matic if it does that. Okay, let's dive a little deeper on Matic and just see what's going on in the middle time frame. Okay, still in an uptrend, but having some weakness for a few hours. Nasty little candle there, huh? Let's back it up a little deeper. Okay, bouncing off the 200. We're going to have to keep an eye on this tonight, it looks like. They're always keeping us busy ever since Jerome Powell came out. Sushi. God, Sushi was ripping last night. Sushi's like Matic. You don't want to sell it when this is green on the daily, and all you have to do is get above this, and you're in a bull run. And that bull run, remember, it had an all-time high over here of $22, and you're only at $1.73 right now. So, serious gain, guys. Serious gain. So Sushi and Matic are just hold. Like, don't even think about selling those right now. Bat Token, one of my new ones. This is really starting. I'm glad I picked it up. Yeah, it's gone up, and it's also showing that strength on the daily. You can see it's been oscillating. Okay, but that's okay. The green lights has you in, so you're fine on that. So just stay in Bat Token if you have it. Let's look at Aave. Aave's been bouncing around. Also green lights on the daily, which is good. So we can just stay in there. It does say it's going to come down a little bit. Chainlink's been kind of bouncing from 750 to 780. Just got its green lights on the daily. This is major progress, guys. Again, these have been going sideways in their bottoming process, and they are fighting. See, remember I was telling you for like a year how this would come down at this angle, and this would flatten, and then they would finally meet, and then they would push over the line? Well, Matic, Sushi, and Link are about to do that, and that enters phase one, the accumulation phase, where smart money comes in, and you start the bull run. However, retail investors don't usually know that, and retail investors are usually so scared by this time in the market that they don't capture that rise of buying power from whales and institutions when you cross that line. So if you're watching this channel, you just got a major tip. Okay, so ApeCoin, kind of flat and bouncing. It's low. I keep buying it. I don't know what my problem is with this. We do have the green lights on the hourly, but then these candles came. Algorand, yeah, Algorand you just hold. So Algorand, Sushi, Matic, and Link, those are green lights to the daily. So those, you just take it to the top. You can literally just hold it and check in here every day, because I own them all, and I'll tell you when to sell, and I'm going to sell at the top. I know how to do that. So you're good. It'll be shaky. It's going to be volatile. It's going to do that. There's going to be these that happen, okay? But I will let you know. And so as long as you're buying in this zone, you have a long way to get back up here to $2.57, and you're only at 36 cents right now. So yeah, that's really, and it's a great crypto too. Green lights to the beach on Ethereum. Don't trip. Green lights say stay in, don't trip. We are going to trip if we come back in the descending, though. Then we're going to have a different conversation. So we might, these things move the way they move, okay? And they happen to do it magically at perfect times as well. It's quite interesting, just like the Fibonacci circle for the pivot, and the descending on the Fibonacci's as well on the day of the Jerome Powell speech. It's magic, right? It's crazy. So avalanche, green lights on the daily, kind of low momentum, does show that it's going to be coming down a little bit, but trying to hold on the hourly too. I got to figure out what happened when I took a nap. I took a nap for 30 minutes. So Shiba's got green lights on the daily. It's going to have a little retrace as well. It is what it is, guys. Chili's, on the other hand, whole different story. Chili's is like, whatever. Jay Powell, I'm rolling it up. So Chili's is looking good. And remember that video, I basically right here on this little doji, right here, I said, this is a good time to buy. I did my alerts, multiple alerts, and I did it multiple videos on YouTube saying this is the time to buy. And now where are you? You went from 17.5 cents to 24 cents, and you did get as high as 25 cents. And you are going to come back up here at 28 cents. So make sure that you're watching every day. Come in the Discord. I appreciate you watching to the end. My name is Chris, and welcome to the Wheelhouse.